Good day, everyone. It's been a really long time since I've attempted to go on YouTube again. I am not a YouTube pro, but I enjoy watching YouTube all the time. I'm still trying to figure out the best setup for my camera, so bear with me. I'm going to be crocheting and uh, I have been putting this off for a long time. So I don't even know where I'm going to start. But I had to tell myself today, just do it. Just start. And I'll figure it out as I go along. This is not going to be edited in any way. And I will be on here. I don't know for how long I'm going to stay. But I guess we'll figure it out together. My nails look like crap, but it doesn't affect my crocheting. And I decided to do this today because I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I love crocheting. I have invested a lot of money in several different crafts. If you're anything like me and you see something you like and then you want to try it, and I have done it. And I've spent a lot of money on different things. But nothing brings me as much satisfaction as crocheting. So it's kind of a stress reliever. It brings me some peace. I can do it very easily, even just watching TV or anything. I can just sit and relax and crochet. And right now, I'm working on these are wine bottle carriers, and I'm waiting for straps to come to add the strap to it. And I made matching coasters to go along with it. Made two, and I am preparing some things to try and sell for Valentine's Day. Like I said, I spend a lot of money on hobbies, and my hopes sometimes is just to sell enough to recoup some of the money that I've spent. It would be awesome if I could make more money at it, but I haven't figured that out yet. Um, for you that don't know me, I'm sorry. I guess I should have introduced myself first. My name is Chanita, and I'm 60 years old. I'm married to a retired Navy veteran, and he's very supportive. I am allowed to be at home. I don't have to work outside of the home. I shouldn't say allowed, but for most of my adult life, I worked several jobs to raise my four children. But, anyways, now I'm back to crocheting after many different crafting endeavors. And like I said earlier, I feel like this one gives me the most satisfaction. So I don't have a pattern. I'm the type that I can look at something and like it. And most times, with a little research, I can figure it out. Or I purchase patterns from different people. And then sometimes I take those patterns and I adjust them to my liking or what I wanted or what size I wanted or all sorts of things. So, anyways, I'm starting with a magic circle, and I'm learning how to adjust sizes of the things I want according to different types of yarn. Like this is t-shirt yarn, and I've found that some t-shirt yarn is um, more stretchy or more elastic than others. And so, but I found that the one that has less elasticity to it, doesn't stretch as much, tends to build you a more firm or sturdy project that you're working on. If you want something that's going to be more stiff, if that makes sense, that will stand up and hold its shape. So anyways, I am starting with a magic circle. I'm not a teacher. Let me say that. I can help you as best I can, but I'm not a teacher. So I start my magic circle by wrapping my yarn around, I guess it's 2 times, and then I reach underneath my first one and hook the back yarn, pull it through and twist it, and then I reach underneath to grab that back yarn again and pull it through and kind of make a chain like that. And then I'm trying to decide on a bigger size for the base of this to make it just slightly bigger so it's not such a tight squeeze for a wine bottle. So I'm just kind of experimenting with the size of the base and the number of stitches to use for the size of the base. So right now I'm going to start with 8 single crochets. I usually start with 7, and I'm trying this one with 8 to see if it gives me just enough without making it too big. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the lovely thing about, you pull the string from your magic circle and it will tighten it up for you. And try to close up the hole in the middle as best as possible. That's how I do it. So, and now I'm gonna go to my next row. I don't know if you can see this good. So I pull my string up a little bit, and this is to make a cleaner circle and more flat, I guess. Makes it look like the stitches just continue to flow. And I'm putting my hook through the back of this first stitch right here that we did. And I'm gonna pull that loop through there. I have to tighten it up. Like I said, I'm not a teacher, just trying to bring you along with me. I've been just wanting to do this for a long time, especially for people who already know how to crochet. And sometimes you just want some company with you while you're working, or just want to share what you're working on. I find that a lot of the content that I like, the projects that I like that they're making, is in a different language, and they're so talented. But a lot of times I find myself having to read subtitles, which isn't bad, but it makes it take a little longer to follow it if they're showing you a tutorial, because I have to stop and read the subtitles and try to follow the picture, because sometimes the subtitles aren't translated exactly according to what they're doing in the picture. Anyways, so I'm gonna just kind of ramble because I started this in hopes of encouraging. I have a granddaughter that has narcolepsy, and she is 19 years old, and trying to teach her how to um, embrace it and do the best she can with it and not be embarrassed by it. But also, I started trying to teach her to crochet as something that may be able to help um, keep her awake during the day when she's just sitting, because she could be talking to you and just fall asleep in mid sentence. She could be eating and she'll fall asleep. Soon as she gets in the car, she can be talking to you and she'll fall asleep. And, and just trying to give her something to make her feel a little more productive is if she learned how to do something that my hopes is to keep her hands busy so that it keeps her brain busy and in turn help to keep her awake. That's my hopes. So hopefully she'll be joining me soon on the YouTube videos. But I said, instead of waiting until she joins me, I'm just going to get started. And right now, I don't know. There's no one with me, but I'm going to keep going anyways, as long as I feel like it. And as long as I can think of something to talk about, I'm going to just keep going. So after my first round, I add 2 single crochets in each of the stitches from the first round. So it should give me 16 single crochets in the second round. Um, I used to crochet years ago, and I learned how to crochet, I think at 19 maybe. I was pregnant with my first child, my daughter. And I learned how to do granny square blanket. And it was after that, and it was crazy because my sister taught me how to do that. But she didn't know how to make anything else. And the after that, I wanted to learn how to do other things. And so back then, you bought a book to teach you. I didn't really know about, mind you, that was 40 years ago, 41. And I didn't really know about YouTube back then. So I bought books to learn how to do the crochet stitches. And then buying the book to teach me the crochet stitches also um, gave me the information I needed to learn how to read a pattern and follow a pattern. So for those of you that want to learn, even though we have YouTube now, to everything I've learned how to do almost since then, I've learned on YouTube. Um, I have sublimation. I have 2 Cricut machines. I have a DTF printer. You name it. I have probably 2 or 3 heat presses. I have a mug press, a tumbler press. I have rhinestones. When I tell you, you name it, I've tried it and I have it. So when I started getting into those things, which was more around COVID time, I got my first Cricut machine and heat press and things. Um, I kind of got away from crocheting. I was crocheting before that, mostly baby items, gifting. Like people would order baby blanket and sweater and hat and booties or things of that sort they would want from me. And I kind of got away from it because I kind of caught up in the instant gratification of the other crafting fields, because you were able to make things so much faster than it takes to crochet. And a lot of times I found that people didn't value or understand the amount of time it takes that goes into crocheting, how much yarn costs. Um, so sometimes it was kind of discouraging, or people felt like you should be selling your things really cheap. And so I kind of just got away from it. And then maybe about 6 or 8 months ago, maybe. I'm trying to think. Something like that. I saw a purse that caught my eye. Think probably Instagram or something. And it was crocheted, and it made me want to get into it again. And so that's when my crochet journey began again, but this time not so much with a concentration on baby items or just baby clothing. So that's how I got started back. And I made several purses. I started out making one for myself, and then I started, I've given them as gifts. I just haven't figured out how to take my love for this to the next level where like I said, if I could at least make back um, the money that I spend for supplies and things, um, that would be awesome. Um, I want to show you my purse. I'm gonna have to get up and it's gonna rattle around my camera setup, and hopefully you won't mind too much. So give me a second and I will grab it and I'll be right back. Ooh, sorry for that loud noise. So this is my purse I made. I don't know if you can see it well, but it's crocheted, and I kind of combined some of my different crafting things with the making of my purse. And it does have a long strap as well, so I can carry it as a tote. Oops, my strap came loose. And I can put it on my shoulder if I want. But I love it. And so, and this is a wood um, base, and I printed this image of me and my husband on sticker paper and put it on the wood base. The wood base already had holes cut into it, and then I was able to crochet into the holes. I didn't have a pattern for it. I just kind of winged it, but I really liked it. And then this is like a mirror keychain that I added to it. But that was one of my first projects after a long time away. So now I'm back, and my hopes is to encourage someone else that may be like me. I'm not necessarily um, a spring chicken. I haven't gone out to pasture yet either, but I'm not a spring chicken, and trying to figure out ways to supplement your household income from your hobbies, but do it in a way that it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of it all. So I have finished round 2. And then maybe when I'm done with this and you see it, if you like it, we can do it together and I can try to share more along how I got it done. If you hear noise in the background or anything, my husband and my grandson are both home today. I live in Virginia and it snowed. School was closed, and um, his work it told him to work from home. So they may be wandering around in the background. I have to say though, um, my husband is super duper supportive of anything that I do or I try. Um, like even my oldest daughter had to have brain surgery last year in January, January 23rd. Tomorrow will be 1 year. Um, and so she was in financial need for a while, and she still needs some help trying to play catch up because she was out of work for a good amount of time. And so I made a lot of gift baskets for Valentine's Day last year and found a little plaza near me and went and set up a table just with hope that somebody would buy something. And they bought it all. To my surprise, they bought it all. Um, and even me, I was skeptical because of the neighborhood that it was in and not quite sure if people would even buy it. But I'll say this: God is good all the time. He is so good. And He is a hearer and answerer of prayers. So we did well, and I was able to take that money and send it to her to help her with living expenses while she was out of work. And then I did the same thing again at Mother's Day, and I sold everything. And then, but now my struggle is I don't know how to set up a website, and I'm learning how to navigate in Etsy, but it is not easy. It is not for anybody that is technology challenged or whatever. Like you got to be on top of a lot of stuff, and it just doesn't make for easy um, sharing of the things that you may want to sell. And for some people, including myself, sometimes it could be a bit intimidating and discouraging, and just trying to figure out how to navigate through that all and be able to um, sell some things on a more regular basis and opposed to just a holiday, to try to get some more regular income coming in from it. I don't know if you guys see in the background, I have purses that I made. I have mugs with coasters and a little pot to, we call it a pot, but it's a little mini like type of basket that for your spoon to rest in. Some little gift sets that I had made, and um, so I'm hoping to have some things together again for Valentine's Day again to be able to take and set up. Hopefully the weather's a lot better by then. If someday, if you have questions for me or would like to work on a project together or get started somehow, I'm willing to help anybody I can because I've had some amazing people help me. Um, I never forget the best uni, her channel. She was the person who helped me do my very first YouTube video, showed me how to get it all done and everything. And I just, I feel like I failed her because I've gone so long without using the knowledge that she gave me. And mostly it's because I'm my own worst enemy. I just feel like everything's got to be perfect. I got to have the camera set up perfect, and I got to have the perfect camera, and I got to have this and got to have that. And it's so I stop myself a lot of times and could have probably been a whole lot further along if I just got out of my own head. And today it was funny because I was telling my husband, I think I'm going to go live on YouTube. And I said, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to do, but I'm going to crochet. I know I love crocheting. I've been crocheting for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's what I do almost on a daily basis. And sometimes I do it and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the things that I've made, but I do it in the hopes that once somebody may want it. And usually it works out because I did some things at Christmas time, but then we had a death in the family. And so I had to travel to New York for a funeral, and I couldn't really concentrate on getting things together to sell as gifts. And I thought, like, oh goodness, I'm going to be stuck with all these things that I made. And just word of mouth got a good portion of it sold. So I was so thankful for that. So thankful. Sometimes I'm crocheting though, and you just want some company. Most times I'm home alone, and you just want some company to talk to while you're doing it. And it could be somebody else in the same exact circumstances that I'm in, just sitting alone crocheting and would like some company. Or if you feel like you're trying to learn something and no one's patient enough to teach you or something like that, if I can help you, I promise you I will. So my base is coming along good. This will be the bottom of the wine bottle holder. I also promised myself not to buy any more yarn and just to use what I have and try to come up with nice things with what I have already. I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm crocheting, um, counting is a must for me in order to make sure my projects turn out right, making sure I keep up with the right number of stitches and so that the shapes are like they're supposed to be. Like I said, I've gotten my inspiration. I see a lot of beautiful projects on Instagram and TikTok and even on YouTube. And a lot of them, though, are from crocheters in different countries. A lot of them are. And just shows you how talented people are all over the world. And then I just had to keep telling myself, if they can do it, why can't you? Why can't you? What's your hold up? Why can't you? And I'm just looking, oh, their pictures are so nice and their background is so nice. And I don't have this and I don't have that. And then I had to remind myself that they probably started out the same way I am right now. They didn't have everything just so when they first started. But you got to start. See, I messed up. I'm supposed to be doing 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Oh no, I didn't do too bad. 2, 1. This is where I messed up. Then 2. Whew. Now this is the bigger. Ever so slightly, hopefully enough. Okay, so this way. It's so peaceful here. I said this is I don't know, some people call it a sitting room or den. I don't know what to call it, but it has, over the past couple of years, morphed into my crafting room. All of my equipment is behind me, behind this couch. I have a two desks, well, a big desk that's kind of shaped like a U, and then I have another cabinet against the wall that holds my printers, two of my printers, and my heat press, my mug press, my tumbler press. Um, but this room, let's see if I can turn, is my piece. I don't know, you probably can't see, the camera on my computer isn't the best, but I live on um, salt ponds on the lake. And so outside my room is beautiful nature scene. So it's things like that makes me so grateful every morning to get up and see the beautiful things that God blessed us with. Makes me grateful for every day that He wakes me up. And it just adds to my peace every day to just sit and enjoy the view. And so this is my favorite room. We have a second room that I guess you'd call the living room or whatever, where my husband is at a lot of the time. And I kind of call that his man cave. Um, he doesn't have a view like I do at this end of the house. And so he enjoys his sports, his football and basketball and all of that good stuff. And I sit in here and crochet and kind of OD on YouTube. And I watch YouTube all day long. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have my base done, and it's nice and firm, and stiff, so it'll be good. It won't be floppy when you sit the bottle down inside or when you carry it. It'll hold its shape. So, all right, and now I'm going to start working my way up the side of the case of the carrier. Picture me crafting. That's a pretty. Thank you so much. Um, Picture me crafting. Thank you so much. Thank you for even joining me. I know my video is not the best. It's my first one in probably years, but I just decided to go ahead and get started and stop putting it off. And so thank you for joining me. I'm actually thinking of mixing this color and this color together. If you can see where I did my design on here, that I kind of want to do something the same with these two colors. Okay, so now I'm so happy you joined me. Thank you. Hopefully it works out the way I have it pictured in my head. So now that I have that going up, I'm just joining. What type of yarn are you using? I'm using some t-shirt yarn. I can't even tell you um, the brand. I can later, maybe, like if you can message me or something. Um, because I have tons of different t-shirt yarn. But this particular brand doesn't stretch as much, which I find works better for projects where you need something to be stiff. Some brands of t-shirt yarn have a little more elasticity in it, or like elastic feeling, or what do they call it, spandex or something in it. So, but this is some t-shirt yarn. Sometimes it could be tough pulling the t-shirt yarn because it's so thick, pulling it through. So I finished, I think I did 4 rounds, and then I did like a trim stitch around here. It's just slip stitched all the way around the edge, and that helps to add to the rigidity to make it nice and firm and stiff. And then I am going to start going up the sides, and so I'm going to build off of the tops of the slip stitches. So I'm going to go through these 2 loops and build up from there. So just let's see if I can try to hold this so you could see it. So I'm going in here under these 2 loops, and I'm going to single crochet all the way around to start the wall going up. I'm probably horrible at letting you see how I'm doing this. Again, I'm not a teacher. Ooh-wee. Or at least not yet. Let's say that. Hello. Thank you and welcome, Passionately Intrigued. Thank you so much for taking the time to even peek in. I thank you so much. You have no idea. You guys are going to make me cry. It's only 2 viewers and you're going to make me cry. Thank you so much. I just love doing this, and I've just figured somebody else that feels like me, like you just want to share what you're doing. And like I said earlier, and I don't know if you were on, I love crocheting so much, and then sometimes I spend so much time alone. I'm at home all day, my husband's at work, and sometimes you just want some company um, to talk to while you're working or whatever. Or sometimes somebody's trying to figure out how to do something and they don't know how. And if I can help, I will. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. So I don't know if you saw earlier, Passionately Intrigued. I'm making wine bottle holders. I'm still waiting for the straps that I ordered to come to attach them. And I'm adding 2 coasters, like to sit their wine glasses on to match them. So I'm trying to make some sets like that. Let's see. Those are nice, great idea. Thank you. I can't take credit because I saw them somewhere. I think Instagram, maybe somebody else's page. And I was saying earlier, a lot of them that I see are from other countries. It's a lot of awesome crocheters that are in other countries, and so I was able to purchase some patterns, but even though sometimes their patterns come with videos, and the videos are actually in a different language, and so you got to use, it's not a written pattern, so you got to use subtitles to kind of get through the tutorials, and so sometimes it can make it a little more challenging. Nonetheless, their work was beautiful and it made me like, ooh, I want to make that. And I was shown earlier, this was my crochet purse. This one I didn't have a pattern. I just kind of winged it and combined some other, that's actually a sticker paper on top of a wood piece that had holes all the way around it. I think they call them basket forms, maybe, or something like that, or basket bottoms. And I printed my picture on vinyl sticker paper and laminated it. And then I used an X-Acto knife to punch the holes so that I could crochet through um, the basket form. And then just recently, I saw something else to make the process a little easier, at least for me, because I have a sublimation printer that if I put saw some stuff you could spray on to something like spray this spray and let it dry onto the wood form, and then I could actually sublimate the picture right directly on there and kind of take out the whole sticker process, because that was quite the process of putting the sticker on there and then cutting all the holes out that were in there so that I could crochet through the holes. So I have yet to try that again, but I think that would make the process a little easier. But that was, I really liked being able to personalize it. And let's see, we all recreate someone else's. I totally agree. I totally agree. Or we get inspiration, or we can take. Thank you so much. Um, we recreate, or we take it and we change it up a little bit and make it our own. Because I actually saw somebody that was doing purses, and it had, for lack of a better word, like a stock photo on it or something of um, like some kind of scenery or something like that. And I was like, that would be so cool to actually personalize it with somebody's picture. So that's how I got inspired. What is her name? Her name is called Hooked by somebody. She's on Instagram. She was the first one I saw doing the crocheted purses. Mm, put our on SP on. Yes, put our spin on things. Exactly. Exactly. And then you kind of make it your own, and then, but you give credit due to the inspiration where it came from, and then you, add your twist and make it your own. This was one thing I learned too from watching different videos of, especially when you're working in rounds, and how to move up to the next row without having to do a chain one, and it creates this weird looking line, and now being able to join them, and it just looks seamless. So what did I mess up? Messed up something. Let's see. I thank you guys so much for stopping by to even take a look at little on me. You could have been doing a million other things today, and I appreciate you so much. I don't know where you guys are at. I'm in Virginia, in Hampton, Virginia, and we were visited by some snow. I won't say lovely snow because I don't like snow. I lived in upstate New York uh, most of my life, born and raised. I finally moved away. I think I was like 40 years old. So I don't care if I ever see snow again. But somehow we ended up with some snow last night. Not a lot, but enough. It was so cold though that the snow hasn't melted. And but for that reason, my husband is home, working from home. My grandson is home from school. I don't know if you hear him upstairs with the vacuum cleaner. I want to say something, but at the same time, I'm glad he's using the vacuum cleaner. That means he's cleaning up something. So, anyways, hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know if you guys have some ideas of something else for me to crochet. That would be awesome. I'm willing to try anything. So, this is how it's coming out so far. So, this right here is the only janky part. I say janky because I don't know what else to call it, but that's the very first row where I transition from working on the base and bringing it up to the side. I haven't figured out how to quite make that a little smoother without having to cut the yarn, because I try not to cut the yarn if I don't have to, so I don't have so many knots tied or whatever, just trying to make it as seamless as possible. But it'll look better as I bring it up higher and higher. It'll get better looking. Let's see. You're from Michigan, where it's 10 degrees right now. All I can say is I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm upset, and I think it's in the 20s here. I'm originally from Rochester, New York, if that means anything to you, where in between Syracuse and Buffalo, but closer to Buffalo. And it would just be snow and cold for no reason. And I don't miss any of it at all. It says it's 25 here, but feels like 13. No, thank you. And I want it to go away. I had enough snow that to last me the rest of my life. I remember days of going to work and going outside and cleaning your car off. And I would get up throw my robe on, run outside, start the car in the driveway, and so that it could warm up, and then run back inside and get, take a shower, get dressed for work or whatever. So, in hopes that you don't want to ride to work in a freezing car, or just being able to get the ice off your car is, I don't miss those days. Shoveling the driveways, and then the plow comes by. And yes, the weather is definitely so disrespectful, and so are the snow plows. I remember the days of shoveling the driveway, and then the snow plow will come by and clog your driveway right back up at the open. Oh my word, I don't miss that. I remember one day, my I don't even know how to describe it. This is my porch, and the stairs to go down to my porch, and this is my driveway. And I would park right there along in front of my steps, get out, go up. Well, I go to step down the stairs, and I slid under the car. And I was so upset. But I got up so fast. I don't even know how I got up so fast, because I was like, Lord, please don't let nobody see me under this car. I don't miss those days at all. And I still have to laugh just thinking about it right now. But I don't miss those days at all. And once I moved away somewhere warmer, I was like, I had to be crazy to stay there so long. A lot of times we stay, though. We stay for family reasons, and you don't want to leave family. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you. Thank you. And you have an awesome day yourself. Stay warm. Hope you're warm where you're at. Thank you so much. And that was Picture Me Craft and Say I Have to Run. Thank you. You have an awesome day too. But I stayed in Rochester until I think my youngest son went away to college in Florida. And he was kind of my inspiration, crazy enough to say. He wasn't afraid to leave. And you'll tell yourself, oh, no, I don't want to go. Family is here, and family is, just all kind of reasons why you shouldn't go. And when I finally moved away, um, I was so mad at myself for not doing it sooner. So mad. So I go visit once in a while, but I even dread visiting when it's cold. Dread visiting when it's like we had to go up for a funeral, and we literally went up on a Thursday. We left here, drove up. We left Thursday morning, got there Thursday evening. The funeral was Friday. We got in the car Saturday morning and came back. Didn't want to stay in that cold. So I don't miss it. It's beautiful in the summertime, even though it's short lived, but I don't miss their cold and snow. You guys know in Michigan, you guys know that kind of wind that cut through you, and you so tense, and your back hurt from trying to stay warm. It's coming along well. It has been 1 hour. I don't know how long to keep you on here. So I don't know, maybe I should stop and then come back again tomorrow, show you how far I've gotten. I appreciate you so much just for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'm excited to see how this turns out and for you guys to see how it turns out. I don't know, other people sit and their videos are so perfect. Like you can only see their hands and their table is all nice. And oh, I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I have a premiere at 4:30 Eastern. Oh, awesome. I sure will. I will definitely join you. I'm going to set myself a timer so that I can come back and join you. I will support you because I appreciate your support. And you have an awesome day as well. Okay, you said 4:30. You too. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay. That's passionately intrigued. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Make sure I return support. So I am gonna end this here. It has been an hour. I'm just so glad that I got over out of my own head and got out of the initial bugs and self judgment to just get started. Just get started. And I just figured things will get better and come to me if I keep doing it. Just gotta keep doing it. And I appreciate you all, anybody who takes the time to watch the video. I hope you all have awesome days. I hope you all find something to be grateful for each day. That's me. I even have it written on my walls. You can't see it here, but I have practiced daily gratitude. And that's so important to me. So find something to be grateful for today, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.